The sun is burning hot, and the air feels heavy with tension. Out here in the open fields of the countryside, that kind of heat doesn't just mark the season. It signals the start of a battle. A battle against an invasion that has gone on for far too long. Feral hogs, massive and relentless, are tearing through farmland across America, leaving nothing but destruction in their wake. These aren't the cute pigs from cartoons. These are wild boars, muscular, aggressive, and cunning. They sneak into fields under the cover of night, plowing through corn, soybeans, and wheat as if they own the place. Farmers wake up to see their hard work turned into chaos. For years, these hogs have reproduced faster than anyone can control, and now it's time to fight back. That's where we come in. My team and I were called out by local farmers who had finally reached their breaking point. Their old traps and fences didn't stand a chance against these intelligent beasts. They dig, they climb, and they remember every trick used against them. So we packed our gear, loaded our shotguns, and prepared for what would become one of the most intense wild boar hunts we've ever experienced. As we scouted the land, the destruction was worse than we'd imagined. Acres of soil were shredded, irrigation lines ripped apart, crops flattened into mud. It looked less like farmland and more like a battlefield. Standing there, surrounded by devastation, one thing became clear: it was time to stop these destructive invaders before they ruined everything. The mission wasn't about sport or trophies. It was about restoring balance to nature and protecting the livelihoods of families who depend on these lands. Wild boar overpopulation has become one of the biggest ecological threats in rural America, and hunters like us play a small but crucial role in controlling it. If you've ever wondered what it feels like to face a 500-pound charging beast with tusks sharp enough to cut through bone, stay tuned. What follows isn't just a hunt. It's a battle of instincts, courage, and survival. That night I could barely sleep. The thought of the hunt ahead kept me awake, the excitement and nerves twisting together like a storm. Even when I closed my eyes, I dreamed of chasing massive wild boars through the dark fields, hearing their heavy grunts echo in the night. When dawn finally broke, I woke the team before sunrise. The morning air was cool, carrying that familiar smell of soil and gunpowder. We loaded our 12-gauge shotguns, each packed with heavy slugs capable of stopping even the biggest boar. We checked our radios, adjusted our headlamps, and whispered our final plan. This wasn't just another day, it was the beginning of something fierce. The moment we stepped into the wild, the adrenaline kicked in. The forest was alive, every crack of a branch sounding like a warning. We moved quietly, guided by a local tracker who knew these hills better than anyone. Suddenly, across the ridge, we spotted movement, a small group of wild boars feeding at the edge of the tree line. My pulse quickened. We crouched low, hidden among the brush, waiting for the perfect shot. Then, out of nowhere, a massive boar broke from the group and began charging straight toward us. Time slowed. I raised my shotgun, took a deep breath, and squeezed the trigger. The blast shattered the silence. The echo rolled through the valley, followed by a cloud of dust and chaos. From across the ridge came the sound of panic, grunts, squeals, and crashing branches as the rest of the herd scattered. The chase was on. My teammates released the dogs, and within seconds we were sprinting through the forest, our boots pounding against the dirt. Gunfire erupted one after another as the boars darted in every direction. It wasn't just a hunt anymore, it was pure, wild adrenaline. When we finally stopped, we stood before one of the biggest boars we'd ever seen. The scale barely contained it, 495 pounds of pure muscle. Seeing it up close was both awe-inspiring and terrifying. These creatures are survivors, capable of adapting to nearly any environment, and their strength explains why so many farmers feel helpless against them. As the sun began to set, we gathered around the campfire to talk about the day. The energy was still pulsing through us, our hands shaking, hearts racing, smiles stretching across our faces. Every hunter knows that feeling when the adrenaline fades and the reality sets in. We'd just taken part in something primal, something raw. But the night wasn't over yet. Just as we were packing up, a deep growl echoed through the forest. It wasn't like any sound we'd heard before, low, guttural, and close. The entire team froze. Then came silence. The woods went completely still, every cricket and bird gone quiet. We exchanged nervous glances, then moved in, flashlights cutting through the darkness. Every step crunched underfoot, and every shadow looked like it was alive. Suddenly, I saw movement in the distance, a shape low to the ground moving fast. I raised my weapon ready for anything. Out of nowhere, the forest exploded with noise as a herd of wild boars came charging toward me. Instinct took over. I stumbled backward, the earth giving way beneath me. My shotgun slipped for a second, but I managed to grab it just in time. The largest boar, a mountain of fur and muscle, was closing in fast. I took aim, heart hammering in my chest, and pulled the trigger. The sound thundered through the woods, and for a brief second, everything stopped. The rush of fear and adrenaline coursed through me like fire. That moment, that heartbeat between danger and relief, is what keeps hunters coming back. Out here in the wild, every decision matters. Every sound, every breath could be the difference between control and chaos. Wild boar hunting isn't for the faint of heart. It's unpredictable, dangerous, and exhausting. But it's also necessary. Without control, these feral hogs will continue to destroy farmland, ruin ecosystems, and threaten local wildlife. So when you watch this hunt, remember, it's more than just a chase. It's about protecting the land, preserving balance, and confronting the raw power of nature head-on. If you feel the rush of adrenaline watching these hunts, show your support. Subscribe, leave a comment, and tell us what moment had you on the edge of your seat. Every view, every share helps us keep capturing these real stories from the wild. Because out here, under the heat of the sun and the rhythm of the hunt, one truth always stands: nature never forgets who's willing to fight for it.